Okay, Samasthitihi. So we'll start at the top of the mat, feet together. Good. And you can have the big toes together and the heels slightly apart. Or if it's more comfortable, just separate the feet a little bit more. Do you want some blocks? Yeah, in that little cabinet over there. Good. And we'll just take a moment here before we start moving. You can close the eyes. And take a couple of deep breaths, allowing the exhales to orient your attention into the space of the body. And so just feel that shift, moving in and down into the core of the body. Begin to tone the lower belly, drawing the lowest part of the lower belly just above the pubic bone, in and up. As you root the feet down through the four corners of each foot, feel that heaviness, that connection through the feet into the ground. Good, and begin to breathe deeply with the tone in the vocal cords for the Ujjayi breath, a deep resonant sound. So if you're not familiar with Ujjayi, it's the action we make in our throats when we whisper, when we tone the vocal cords. And so we're breathing in and out through the nostrils with that tone to help lengthen and deepen the breath. On your next inhale, let's bring the palms to heart center. We'll start with an Om. You can join or just listen. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, bringing the arms back down to your side, opening the eyes, and we'll start with Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, bring the arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Bend the knees here if you need to. Inhale into half lift. Reach the heart away from the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step back into a high plank. To modify, lower the knees and bend the elbows for Chaturanga Dandasana. You can also keep the knees lifted. Point the toes. Inhale into upward facing dog. Lift the heart. Exhale into downward facing dog. So you can go through tabletop or just roll through the toes, tuck the toes, and lift the hips up and back. And we'll settle here for a few breaths, allowing the breath to find its rhythm. Long, deep, steady breaths in and out through the nostrils. And you're matching the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. So again, find that tone in the vocal cords. So you have this deep breath moving from the inside. God, let's take one more here. Fully exhaling. And at the bottom of the exhale, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, gaze forward, step or jump to the top. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to stand. Press through the feet, reach the arms over your head, palms press. Exhale, float the arms back down to your side. Again, inhale, arms over your head. Press through the feet, reach through the fingers. Exhale, fold, fully exhaling. Inhale, half lift. Lengthening, reach the heart away from the legs. Exhale, step or jump back into a plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, tone the lower belly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the heart, press down through the shoulders. Exhale into downward facing dog. Or child's pose. You could always take child's pose at any moment. If you need to rest, just let the knees come to the floor, the chest to the thighs. Come into the breath. Smoothing out the edges of the breath as you breathe in and out through the nostrils. Keep the lower belly drawn in just above the pubic bone so you feel hollowing through the front of the pelvis. One more breath here. Fully exhaling, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, gaze forward, step or jump to the top, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, relax the back, relax the neck. Inhale, come to stand, press down as you reach up. Exhale, Samasthitihi. Again, inhale, arms over your head, moving with the breath. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, lengthening. Exhale, step or jump back. Shoulders away from the ears as you bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the shoulders, lift the heart, maybe lift the thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Or child's pose. Deep, steady breaths. Spread the fingers wide, press through the base of the pointer finger, and wrap the shoulders towards the front of the body so you're not squeezing the shoulders towards the ears. Give the neck a lot of space. Good. Notice the breath. Deepen the breath. One more here. Step or jump to the top. Inhale into half lift, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, fold fully, exhale. Inhale, come to stand, press down, drop the tailbone as you lift the rib cage. Exhale, Samasthitihi. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, fold, moving with the breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, draw the lower belly in. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Good. And just really settling into the body, settling into the breath. And as you breathe in, allow the rib cage to expand in all directions. Good. One more breath here. Step or jump to the top. Inhale to half lift, lengthening. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. Press the feet, drop the tailbone, lift the rib cage. Exhale, Samasthitihi. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, take a free breath here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the chest and the arms, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Draw the lower belly in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back heel down. Bend into the right knee. Inhale, Virabhadrasana, Warrior One. Exhale, come back down. Step the right foot back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, left foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, come up. Keep bending into the left knee. Exhale, come back down. Step back and slowly bend the elbows. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, full breath out, downward facing dog. Or again, if you need to rest, child's pose. As you press through the hands down into the mat, lift the sit bones up and back. Deep, steady breath. Smooth out the edges of the breath. One more here. Step or jump to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the chest, palms press, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthitihi. One more like that. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward, keep moving. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, right foot forward. Press through both feet as you come up, reach up. Exhale, come back down. Find the breath, step back. Exhale as you bend the elbows. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog, left foot forward. Inhale, feel the feet rooting down. Exhale, come back. Remember, you can lower the knees to modify Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, deep breath in. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog, full breath out. Or again, child's pose. Deep, steady breaths. Just really settle into this moment, into this form, into the breath. Feel that heat beginning to build from the inside out. Wake up the hands, press through the base of the pointer finger. Good, one more here. Step or jump to the top. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, really sink the hips as you lift the heart. Exhale into Samastitihi. Good, straight legs. Now inhale, just bring the arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right foot forward. Lower the back heel. We're moving into Trikonasana triangle pose. So both legs are straight. The right hand comes to the right shin or to catch the right big toe. Left arm reaches up, or you can also bring the hand to a block. Yeah. Good. Feel both feet pressing down and away from each other to really stabilize the posture. Maybe you're micro bending the knees if that feels better for the knee joints. Draw the lower belly in. Good. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Keep reaching up through those left fingers. Deep breaths. One more here. Exhale. You're going to gaze down. We're going to shift into half moon pose. Right hand to the top right corner of the mat. Pick up the left leg. Keep that left arm reaching up. The right hand can be on the floor or on a block. And you can be gazing down or to the side or up towards that left finger. Again, rooting through that right foot, through the four corners. Reach the tailbone back towards the left heel. Reach back through the left heel as you reach forward through the heart. So you feel like you're expanding out in all directions through all limbs. Good, smooth out the breath. One more. So nice. As you exhale, we're going to make our way into a high plank. So bring the left foot down, the left hand down. Inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, slowly bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, left side, left foot forward, back heel down. Stabilize as you reach up through that right hand. And then just figure out where that left hand needs to be so that you can keep the torso over the left leg. Good. Hand can be on the shin, on the block, catching the big toe. Good. Feel both feet pressing down and away from each other. Draw the lower belly in, feel the spine lengthening. So bring this in line with the shoulder, yeah. One more breath. Keep the breath moving. On your next exhale, gaze down, shift into half moon pose. Left hand comes to the top left corner of the mat, on the floor or on a block. Pick up that right leg, reach the right arm up. Good. And I like to flex the foot here to really feel the right heel reaching back to help really tuck the tailbone and reach the tailbone towards the right heel. And then counteract that direction by reaching the heart forward. Really rooting down through that left foot. And I'll come into the breath. Find a smooth, steady breath. Good. On your next exhale, make your way into a high plank. In the high plank, really stabilize through the shoulders, press through the shoulders, and then slowly bend the elbows. Inhale, nice, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to go straight into Parshvottanasana B. Parshvottanasana B. Step the right foot forward, and we're going to twist. Bend into the right knee and twist over to the right. You can lower the left knee if you want to get into it, or keep it lifted. And then reach over to the right. Either the elbow comes to the thigh, hands in prayer. So we're doing the twisting version. I skipped a few postures. Yeah. Or you can go a little bit deeper where the shoulder comes to the outside of the knee and the left hand comes to the floor. Good. It's a deep twist right at the beginning, so don't feel like you need to go to your deepest version of this posture. And then wherever you are, you can tuck the toes, lift the back knee. Maybe if you normally put the heel down, let's explore keeping the heel lifted, where you reach back through the left heel as you bend deeper into the right knee. Good. Yeah, feel free to take any binds if that's part of your practice. If that elbow is on the thigh, as you press the left elbow into the thigh, move the palms towards the center of the heart. Good, that looks great. Yeah, one more breath here. On your inhale, we're gonna come into a high lunge. So just lifting the torso, reaching the arms over your head. Keep that back heel lifted. Good. And we're starting to feel a stretch through the front of the left hip. So as you bend into the right knee, reach back through the left heel and tuck the tailbone just a little bit. So you should feel that stretch through the front of the left hip. Good, deep breaths. Palms facing each other, so you're wrapping the shoulder blades around towards the front of the body. On your next inhale, we're gonna shift into warrior three. So shifting onto that right foot, pick up the left leg, and we're gonna find a straight line between the torso and the left leg. If you need to, bring the hands to the floor or onto blocks. If not, you could also just bring the hands to prayer. And see if you can internally rotate that left leg. So you're dropping that left hip so it's in line with the right hip. Good, on your next inhale, we're gonna lift the chest and swing that left leg in front of us. Try not to touch the left foot with the floor. Good, arms over your head. So you feel this alignment, ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Feel that left leg drawing into the hip. Draw the lower belly in. Keep the breath deep and moving. One more here. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist. Either with the right hand, catch the outside of the left knee or the outside of the left foot. If you're catching onto the foot, you can try straightening the leg. And either way, you're reaching back through that left hand. And find a drishti that works for you. Maybe it's forward, to the side, or back towards your left hand. Good. Yeah, it's tricky. If you fall out, just come right back in. Deep breaths. Draw the lower belly in. Feel the rib cage rotating back as the pelvis stabilizes. On your next exhale, we're going to swing that left leg back into that high lunge position and then shift into the left foot into a side squat. I don't know what this is called. Good. So you're squatting into the left leg and the right leg is straight. So you can stay here. We're going to be here for a little bit just to get into the hips. If it's not comfortable to just be here with the sit bones lifted, you can sit on a block. You can have that left elbow on the inside of the thigh. If you want to take a bind here, you can. Or you can reach the arms forward. I really like this. It really gets you into the hips. But if if you're like a little bit tighter here, that might not be very comfortable. Good. You can put the fingertips on the floor. Keep that right leg strong. Good. Just a couple more breaths here. Moving into the hips. And as you exhale, we're going to sit down. So you're going to bring the sit bones, at least the right sit bone, to the floor. Good. Then we're going to do a side stretch. So you're going to reach the right arm forward and reach the left arm up. Good. And so there's a lot of variations here. What I'm trying to get us to do is to really stretch that side, the left side body. So you can bring the elbow to the floor if that helps, so press through the elbow, or you can come all the way down where the right shoulder comes to the inside of the right leg, and you reach over with the left hand to catch the outside of the right foot. This is a really deep expression. And the right hand catches the left ankle. Or you're just having the right hand on the floor and reaching the left arm up. So you feel that stretch to the side of the body. Good. And then breathe deeply. So you're almost like twisting towards the left knee and reaching the heart up. That's the direction the torso is going in. Good. Hope you all caught that online, even though I wasn't facing you. One more breath here, breathing deeply into the side body. And then inhale, let's come out of it. And then see if without your hands, you can shift back to lift both sit bones, and then shift back to the front of the mat, pivot to face the front, square, frame the right foot with your hands. Inhale into a high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's do all that on the left side. So bring the left foot forward. We're going to twist over to the left. You can go into the twist with the back knee lifted or planted. Just find your version of twisting. And if you want, you could keep the knee on the floor or you can lift it. So yeah, twisting over to the right, to the left. Taking any variations that work for you. If the back knee is lifted, maybe think about bending into the left knee as you reach back through the right heel. That really opens it up. Nice. Breathing deeply, maybe breathing into the back side of the body, since the front of the body isn't as available in these twists. One more breath. Good. On your next inhale, go into that high lunge, that high runner's lunge, arms over your head. Good. And then again, left knee reaches forward, right knee reaches back. Drop the tailbone. So really feel that front of the right hip opening and lengthening. Breathing deeply. And then keep reaching up through the pinkies as you widen, spread the upper back to wrap the shoulder blades. One more breath here. On your next inhale, transitioning into Warrior 3, Bakasana. So hands can be in prayer or on the floor or the hands on blocks. Good. Wherever you are, see if you can feel that spreading through the lower back to hollow through the front of the pelvis. Draw the lower belly in. Good. Stay with it. Feel that left foot rooting down. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, we're coming to bring that right leg forward, straight out in front of us, arms over your head. Again, palms facing each other. So you feel the shoulders wrapping. Good, yeah, and if you need to bend the knee, draw the lower belly in. Feel that center line from the crown of the head down through the center of the left foot. So good, one more breath. On your next exhale, move into the twist. Left hand comes to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Stay stabilized in that left foot. So moving slowly, always coming back to your center. Always coming back to that center line on the left side. Good. And maybe relax the shoulders, relax the face. When things get hard, we hold tension in places where it's not very efficient. So just bringing awareness to that. Good. Maybe dropping that right sit bone down and underneath you a little bit. One more breath. Exhale, you're going to swing that right leg back into that half squat. So now you're squatting in the right side and the left leg is straight. So for this first one, we want to try to keep the sit bones lifted. Sit on a block if you need to, and either just stay up or fold forward. You can also take a bind too if that feels good. And make this active. So you're moving into the hips, but you're also pressing into that right foot. So it's like an active movement into the hips. Good. Deep breaths. Keep that left leg engaged, the foot awake. One more here. And then we'll move into that side stretch. You can go ahead and sit down. And you're twisting, we're rotating the torso towards the right knee and then reaching the right arm up. So we're getting that side body stretch. If you're really bendy here, you can catch the left foot and gaze up towards the ceiling. And then you can use the shoulder on the inside of the left thigh, and you press both into each other to deepen it. And it's a really subtle internal deepening. You can use that resistance, the shoulder and the leg. If not, you're just placing the hand or the elbow on the floor. Good, and then send the breath into the right side of the body. Feel the ribcage really expanding there. Good. And then just gaze wherever it's comfortable for the neck. Don't feel like you need to gaze somewhere. If it's straining the neck, then it's no good. One more breath. Inhale, coming out of it. Shift back up to lift the sit bones, and then shift back to the front of the mat, framing the left foot. Inhale into a high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump both feet forward into half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. Good. Move the arms of your head, arms back down to your side. Let's do Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, step the right foot back, feet parallel to each other, hands to your hips. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fold forward, crown of the head towards the mat. You can bend the knees here a little bit if you need to. And if you feel like you're really far away from the floor, you can also widen the stance. It's okay if you're far away too, doesn't matter. If the elbows are bent, you can walk the hands back. Good. And yeah, if you want, just got an idea from someone in class, you can go into tripod headstand from here. For that, your elbows need to be at 90 degrees and the crown of the head on the mat. Good. Keep the legs strong. If the legs are still on the floor, press through the feet. Draw the lower belly in. One more breath. Good. Your hands need to be a little bit in front of you. You in the back, trying tripod. Inhale, straighten the arms, look up and lengthen. Fully exhale. Inhale, coming all the way up to the top. Exhaling there. Let's just do one more of these here. Inhale, reach the arms to the side. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward and let the hands move away from the hips. Good. Oof, that isn't. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Getting into the shoulders a little bit more. Good. Deep, steady breaths. One more. Inhale, let's come all the way up to the top. Exhale, back into Samasthiti, top of the mat, feet together. All right, we're gonna make our way down to the floor. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's jump through to seated. Legs straight out in front of you. Good, hands next to your hips. And just be here for a few breaths for Dandasana, straight spine, drop the chin towards the chest. If you feel like you're having a hard time rotating the pelvis to find a straight spine, then you can sit on a blanket or a bolster. Everybody here looks good. Good. Hands next to your hips. And the legs are strong, the feet are awake. You're drawing the lower belly in and maybe reconnecting to Ujjayi breathing. So reconnecting to that tone in the vocal cords to find that deep, steady breathing. Good. Good. Move the hands back a little bit more. Yeah, so you can feel like an opening across here and a lifting through here. Good. Nice. One more breath here. Inhale, let's fold forward. So you can either catch the big toes or you can just have the fingertips alongside the legs. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Try to keep the feet together. As you fold and relax the muscles along the back, along the neck. Good. Keep the legs strong and awake. Lift the kneecaps. Draw the lower belly in and reach the heart towards the toes. Good. Use the breath. Inhale to create space in the space of the pelvis. Exhale, move into that space. Good. One more breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Let's take a vinyasa. So you can cross your shins. If you want to use blocks for this, you can. It's kind of fun to use blocks. So you bring the blocks in front of the hips. Inhale, lift the hips, cross the shins, and walk or jump back into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. Again, cross the shins. The knees need to be in between the arms, and then you walk the legs through. Good. Nice. All right, let's do Marichasana A. So actually, let's first do Janu Shirshasana A. So bend the right knee so that the foot is on the inside of the leg and the knee is towards the floor. You can always prop that knee up with a block if you need to. Inhale, square the shoulders over the left leg and fold. Again, you can catch the left foot or you can have the fingertips on the floor. Good. So now we're moving into the hamstring of the left leg, but we're moving into the hip of the right leg. Good. So as the heart reaches forward, the thigh rolls back and down. Good. One more breath here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Now let's do Marichasana A. So plant the right foot so the knee comes towards the chest. So we're here, and then we're reaching forward. You can just be here of the chest, reaching on the inside of the right thigh, or you can take the bind. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Make sure there's space between the right foot and the left leg, that the right foot isn't right next to the leg. There's some space there so that the pelvis can rotate into this. And allow the right hip to lift off of the floor as you fold. Good. Gonna move this foot out to the side a little bit more. Yeah, good. And then from there you can fold into it. Good. One more breath here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the bind into Marichasana C. One more on this side. So we're gonna exhale, twist. We're twisting Marichasana, twist over to the right. And you can either hug the knee, or you can bring the elbow to the outside of the knee, or you can go for the full bind, if that's available to you. Good. Keep that left foot flexed and awake. Deep breaths. Use the breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to move into the twist. Deep breaths. One more. And release that. Let's take a vinyasa. Cross the shins. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, or going at your own pace. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, jump through to seated when you're ready. And we'll do all that on the left side. First, Vajrayana Shirshasana A, where you're bending the left knee, the knee comes to the floor. Good. Inhale, fold forward. Catch the foot, and then exhale, fold forward. Or remember, you can also have your fingertips on the floor. Good. Allowing the hip to open, the lower back to release, the back of the legs to release. And use the breath. Follow the breath. Good. One more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release into Marichyasana A. So now you plant the foot and the knee comes to your chest. And then you fold forward, the torso slides on the inside of the left thigh. And you can just stay in that forward fold, or you can take the bind. Good. Nice. Keep the right foot flexed, the right leg engaged. Good. And then as you fold, allow the left hip to lift off of the floor. Good. It's okay? Good. Make sure you keep spreading across the collarbone so you don't collapse in the heart. One more breath here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release, moving into the twist. Exhale as you twist. Either hug the knee, elbow on the outside of the knee, or take the bind. Either way, it's fun to explore using the resistance of the arm and the knee, pressing against each other to help you move deeper into the twist. Good. Inhales, lengthening. Exhales, moving into the twist. And allow that movement start from the inside. You're so close. Now you have to rotate this way. Yeah, to internally rotate that shoulder. Good. So good. Make this leg up. One more. Good. Exhale, release that. Let's take a vinyasa. Grab your blocks if you're using them. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And inhale, jump through to seated. Now we're gonna throw in some Navasana because why not? Okay. Toes to the floor, hands out to the side. And so you're finding that space between the sit bones and the tailbone. And so I'm gonna show you different versions of Navasana, and you can always just stay in this version if that works for you better. You can lift the feet if you want, or you can straighten the legs. 5, keep the heart lifting. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go down to a hollow body. So you're gonna lower down so that the lower back touches the floor, the shoulders stay lifted. To modify, you can bend the knees so that the toes touch the floor. 3, good. 4, so you're strengthening the front of the body. 5, inhale, come back up, cross the shins, and you can either just take a break here or bring the hands in front of the hips, lift the hips, exhale, come down. All right, we're gonna do that again. 1, so remember you can be here, here, or here. 2, 3, good. 4, 5, lower down, lower back touches, so you're rotating the pelvis under. 1, 2, strong legs, hands on the thighs. 3, 4, 5, inhale, come up, lower down, and then option to lift, exhale, come down. Again. 1. Like, how many more is she gonna do? I don't know. You tell me, should we do 5? Should this be our last one? 2? What's the name? We'll say we're 1, 4. 4, 5, exhale, lower down. 1, lower back touches. Notice when the lower back touches, the front of the body engages. 3, 4, 5, inhale, come up. Inhale, lift if you want, exhale. So at least 1 more. Yeah? 1. It's like summertime, we all want like a strong core. 2, 3, 4, good. 5, lower down. And if you want to make it extra hard, you can reach the arms over your head. 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, come up. Good, roll over the feet into a high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Maybe you want to stay there a little bit longer. Open the front of the body. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. Come down to your knees. And now I wanted to, before we move into backbending, I wanted to play around with Bakasana a little bit. So it's that arm balance. And just explore going into it from like in different ways. So just starting off with the regular Bakasana. So coming onto your hands, you can come into a squat. And this is sometimes useful. So if you have a hard time getting into Bakasana, you can use a block and step on the block. If not, just keep the feet on the floor and just do everything the same. Hands are shoulder width apart. And then you separate the knees as you start to bend into the elbows and pitch the weight forward. And the knees are coming to the outsides of the arms, above the elbows. So not on the elbows, they need to be above the elbows. Bend, and then as you bend the elbows, come forward. And before you lift the feet in this position, stabilize the shoulders by pressing the shoulders down. And that creates like a rounding through the whole spine. So have the foundation first, knees on the outsides of the arms, press through the shoulders so you feel that rounding, and then you can shift forward a little bit more to maybe lift the feet. You can do one foot at a time or both feet, and you want to bring the feet together and up towards the tailbone. Good, so just playing around with it. If it's comfortable with bent elbows, you can try with straight arms, where the knees come all the way into the armpits. Nice. Good. You're really rounding the spine. Squeeze the knees in towards the sides of the arms. Nice. Good. Let me try one more time. And then maybe you can play around with from Bakasana. Nice. And try to get the knees a little bit higher. Yeah. Maybe try jumping back from Bakasana. I'm not going to do it because that'll probably not be good for my shoulder. But from Bakasana, you can either shoot one leg back or both legs back at the same time. Good. Nice. Okay. And then the other version I wanted to try, yeah, just keep playing around with it. Nice. You could also try jumping into it. It's really hard. That's not what I was going to suggest, but that's another way of getting into it, is to jump into it. Okay, the other version is from tripod. So you go into tripod, and then you lower down the knees into the armpits, and then you try to shift up into Bakasana. So I'll show you. If you want to keep trying like the normal person version, then you can just do that. So from tripod, when you're in tripod, make sure that the hands are back, so they're in line with the elbows. And make sure that the shoulder feels like strong and good. If you have any like tweaks in the neck. If you have any tweaks in the neck, then this is no good. So from here, you bend the knees, separate the knees so that they come up as close as you can to the armpits and a little bit on the outsides of the arms, so you squeeze in. And then it's all about just shifting the weight back to lift the head. And then from here, you can kind of readjust to straight arms or a little bit straighter. And it's just a shift of weight. It's not like a big, dramatic push. It's just shifting the weight from the head into the hands and like slightly dropping the hips down to get the head up. And then once you have that balance on the hands, then you can press into it a little bit more stable. But if anybody wants me to spot them, I can spot you. Nice, good, lift the feet. Nice, so good. You're good? It's also fine if you're like, I'm okay. Good. It's just for fun. Yeah, oh yeah, we have someone here going into it like from the floor, which is a great option. Thanks for reminding me about that. From here, you can just bring one knee straight to the elbow. And then maybe try. I kind of like sink into my hips a little bit so I can really shift and then press. You know, if going from like the legs straight up is too much, I'm gonna check y'all out at home. But here, just for a little bit longer, and then we'll move into back bends. Nice. Nice. And if you're done, you can also come into Bakasana to release the inner thighs. But if not, we'll have a little bit more time to keep trying. Good. Nice, Carol. Ah, yeah, it's tricky to like come back, to lean back, but not to fall all the way back onto your butt as you're trying to shift onto your hands. Okay. All right, when you're done, let's just do a quick Bakasana. Feet together. We did a lot of like squeezing in, so let's just release a little bit. And you can stay with the spine straight, or you can fold forward. Good. Good. Just a couple more here. Inhale, come up. Let's make our way to lie down on our bellies. You can cross the feet, you can move through plank, and then just lower down. Then we're going to move through a series, some backbending to move us into the closing postures. So first with Shalabhasana, bringing the arms alongside the body with the palms facing up, and bring the feet together. You're going to engage the legs so that the kneecaps lift off of the floor. And we're going to lift the feet off the floor, lift the heart up. But keep the hands on the floor. Good. And if possible, keep the feet together and the legs straight. So we're using the back side of the body, engage the back to come into this really gentle back bend. Good. 3, lift the heart, lift the feet. 2, 1, bring the arms out to the side. 1 is a little bit different than second series. 2, but it's fun. 3, 4, 5. 1 more, arms over your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Good. Hands next to the chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's shift back into a plank. Exhale, lower down again. Good. We're going to do Bakasana, but we're just going to do one side at a time. So we're going to bring the left forearm forward to prop the chest up. Bend the right knee. And they're going to reach back with the right hand to catch the inside or the top of the foot. We're just trying to bring that foot towards the glute. To stretch the quad and start to begin to stretch the front of the hip. And if you can go deeper into this, if the foot is pretty close to the glute, then you can change the grip where you spin the hand so the fingertips point forward in the direction of the toes, and the palm of the hand is right at the base of the big toe, and you can press the foot down a little bit more, close, keep it really close to the right hip. And then to deepen it even more, you can tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and then lift the right knee. Lift the right knee off the floor. Good. It takes a different kind of activation. It's kind of interesting. Good. One more breath here. And release that. Switch sides. Catch the left foot. And the spin is you spin. And as you spin the fingers forward, the elbow comes up. Yeah, nice. And then you press it down. But keep the heart reaching forward. Maybe you're tucking the right toes. Deep breaths. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're so close. There you go. That's it. Yeah. And then just bring the fingertips like that. Yeah. And from there you can press down. Good. All right, one more breath here. Exhale, release. Hands next to your chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift back into a plank. Exhale, lower down. Let's do one more pose here. Dhanurasana. So you're going to bend the knees, reach back. Maybe you don't catch the feet, which is fine. You just keep reaching back, or catch the feet or the ankles. And to start, I like to start with the feet flexed. And inhale, you're going to kick the feet like if you're going to straighten the legs and lift the chest. If that feels good in the lower back, you can point the toes and bring the feet together. 5. Good. Keep kicking the feet. 4. Deep breaths. 3. 2. Good. And 1. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. 2 more back bends. So Strasana. Come onto your knees. And you have 3 options for Strasana. Either interlace the fingers to lift the heart. 4 options. Tuck the toes, bring the hands to the feet. Untuck the toes, bring the hands, both hands to the foot, or you can bring the hands to blocks. Like this, put the blocks next to your feet, and then bring the hands to the blocks. Good. So to move into it, go at your own pace, but make sure that as you move into it, you're pressing the feet into the mat, drawing the lower belly in, so that you're creating space through the front of the body by thinking about lifting the rib cage away from the hips. And then you shift the hips forward, keep the rib cage lifting from the hips as you reach back to place your hands wherever they're going. Good. And then once you're there, press the feet, shift the hips forward, and lift the heart up. Good. Nice. Draw the lower belly in. Keep lifting through the heart. Stay there. Good. Gently squeeze the knees in. Yeah, yes. So feel this like inner thighs squeezing in. It's going to give you a little bit of a better foundation. And then lift from here. Deep breaths. Good. Come out of it if you're ready to come out. And if you haven't already, slowly come out, draw the lower belly in. Keep creating space through the front of the body. You can take child's pose if you'd like. Or if you want to take, actually from here, you can take child's pose or option to take puppy pose. The arms bringing the chest towards the floor. Yeah, if you want to do it again, go ahead, do Strasana again. Puppy pose could also, you don't have to bring the chin to the chest. You can just bring the forehead. And you're sinking the heart towards the mat to open up the upper spine a little bit more, open up the shoulders. Good. But wherever you are, think about widening the upper back. You're spreading the shoulder blades away from each other. And remember, you also can just take child's pose. Now the exhales, to allow the heart to melt towards the mat. Just noticing where you can release. Good. Just take one more breath here. And when you're ready, slowly coming out of that, we'll make our way to our backs, lying down on our backs. And we'll do a couple bridges or full wheels. We'll do some shoulder stands, and then we'll wrap it up so you know where we're going. So it's all meat lying down on our backs. You can take a vinyasa, or you can just make your way there somehow. You can bend the knees, plant the feet so they're along the outside edges of the hips, feet parallel to each other. Make sure the knees are drawing in and not splaying out. Inhale, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach the tailbone towards the heels and the knees forward, so you're creating space. And then inhale, press through the hips, press through the feet and lift the hips up. You can be in bridge pose where you're only lifting the hips, or you can come to full wheel pose, hands next to the ears, and straightening the arms into the full wheel. If you want to be a little bit more passive, you can just put a block underneath the sacrum and make it a supported bridge. Also an option. Good. Take deep breaths. Wherever you are, feel the front of the body lengthening. Good. Good. Nice. Wrap the elbows towards each other if you can. Yes, good. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale, come down if this is your first round, and we'll do 2 more. So at your own pace, come down and then come back up for number 2. On your own time, whenever you're ready. Remember, you can take that supported bridge with the block underneath the sacrum. Good. Heels out, toes in. Good. I think your hands should be a little bit more turned that way. So come down to your head again. And then on your own time, take number 3. If you want to stand up into drop backs, wait, come back down. Bring the head to the floor. Yeah. And then the hands, yeah, like that, so that the elbows are moving in. Now come up. Good, good. Deep breaths. Feel the sacrum lifting up. Press through the feet, strong legs. Good. Good. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Dropping back. All right. Reach the arms here and then reach back. Good. So good. And inhale, come up. That was really good. Want to do one more? All right, if you're done with back bends, you can hug the knees. You can take happy baby. Nice. So good. Yeah, you almost have that by yourself. Yeah. Anybody else want support for something? Good. You can stay hugging the knees. You can rock up to a forward fold to release the spine. Feel free to stay in happy baby. I find that's a really nice release for back bending. Good. All right. When you're ready, let's finish with some shoulder stand. So we'll lie down on our back. We'll just do some inversions to help settle the nervous system, really move back into our parasympathetic nervous system if we haven't already, to wind down the practice. So lying down on your back, option, feet over the hips, you can just stay here. Another option is to bring a block underneath the sacrum and lift the feet, or go into the full Sarvangasana, hands at the lower back. Or if you're really deep into it, sometimes the hands can go all the way to your rib cage. Good. And if you're in that lifted hips position, just make sure the shoulders are down the back. Shoulder blades down the back, shoulders away from the ears. And then move the chin away from the chest, so there's a space underneath the neck. And breathing deeply, reaching the toes up towards the ceiling. Good. Keep breathing and begin to really deepen and slow down the breath. Just take a couple more here. You can stay here, or you can go into halasana, so bringing the feet over the head. And the hands stay on the lower back, or interlace the fingers and straighten the arms. And the spine is straight, so you're lifting the sit bones towards the ceiling. One more breath. Good, and last variation of shoulder stand, Karnapidasana. Bend the knees, round the spine, so that the knees are moving towards the ears and towards the floor. Again, hands either on the lower back or fingers interlaced. A variation for this could be to do happy baby. Deep breaths. Now we're moving into Matsyasana, so slowly lower through the spine, bring the pelvis down, and slowly lower the legs. Legs are straight. Feel free to do the more conventional version if you'd like. And then we'll catch the back of the thighs once the legs land. Catch the back of the thighs, press through the elbows, and bring the crown of the head to the mat. Just notice you need to rotate the pelvis by moving the sit bones away from the heels in order to get into this position. Once you're here, press through the elbows, bring the shoulder blades together to really lift the heart and allow the mind to melt into the mat. Keep the legs active. Really breathing deeply into the front of the body, opening the front of the body, the throat. One more deep breath here. And release that. Press the elbows, tuck the chin. Good. Hug the knees into the chest, rock up to seated. And then find a comfortable seat. So you find a comfortable seat, you can take full lotus if you'd like. If not, just find a comfortable seated position. And you can either take the bind, or you can wrap the arms behind the back and just grab onto opposite forearms. Take a deep breath in, exhale, fold. Good. You can bring the forehead to the floor. You could also bring the head to a block, your forehead to a block, if that helps to release. You're coming into the breath and just noticing the pathway of the breath, following it all the way through the inhale, all the way through the exhale. One more here. Inhale, you're going to lift up and bring the wrist towards the knees and the pointer towards the thumb. Taking this mudra, the pointer and the thumb touching, straightening the arms and dropping the chin down. And again, coming into these deep breaths, drawing the lower belly in, and as you breathe in, feel the breath moving all the way down into the pelvis, into the pelvic bowl and the deep waters of the pelvis. And as you exhale, feel the breath moving up along the spine into the space of the heart. So as you exhale, you're really lifting and spreading from the heart. Again, inhale down into the pelvis. Exhale up along the spine into the space of the heart. Following the breath through its full circular pattern, all the way through the inhale, all the way through the exhale. Releasing tension in the throat. Couple more rounds here. Stay with the breath. When you're ready, you can release the technique. Stay here longer if you'd like, and whenever you're ready, you can make your way to Shavasana. But again, if this space feels really nice, just sitting here, you can do that. Now you're lying down for final relaxation. If you have to take Uplutihi, be my guest. If you're lying down, completely relaxing, or if you're sitting, wherever you are, this is the moment, this is the time to release technique, to release assessment. Just allow this wide open space for experience to rise and fall, for experience to be as it is. So we need to completely relax. To allow the effort from our practice to integrate on a deep level. Feel the backside of the body, or whatever parts of the body are making contact with the ground. Feel those points of contact. And feel the earth moving up to support the body. Releasing tension behind the eyes. Releasing the tension in the throat. Feel free to stay here longer if you'd like. But if you're ready to start moving out of this slowly, start to deepen the breath. And begin to make small movements with the body. And bring the knees into the chest. And on your own time, in your own way, you can make your way back up to a seated position. Take your time. So in a seated position, resting the hands wherever it's comfortable, closing the eyes if that's comfortable. And just settling here for a moment. Feeling into the space of the body. Feeling the residue from the practice. And we'll finish with the closing mantra. You can join me or just listen. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantan Nyayena margena mahim mahishaha ko brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokha samasta sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for, putting in your attention and your effort. And everybody at home, thank you so much for being here too.